launches Operation Brahma after devastating earthquake in Myanmar. Operation to work for relief and rescue. On 28th March, a 7.7 magnitude earthquake hit Myanmar. The 6th BIMSTEC summit held in Bangkok, discussion on increasing cooperation among member countries. The theme of the conference was Prosperous, Resilient and Open BIMSTEC. The Arctic becomes the center of global dispute. Observers express concern over growing tensions in the Arctic region. Climate change and increasing demand for resources cited as reasons. Increase in species number in Karimposa Wildlife Sanctuary. 63 new species of odonates, butterflies and birds recorded. Karimposa is Kerala's youngest protected area. On 1st April, Odisha celebrated its State Foundation Day. This day is known as Utkal Divas. Odisha was formed as a state on 1st April 1936. Recently, after the devastating earthquake in Myanmar, India launched a relief and rescue operation named Operation Brahma. This mission was initiated in response to the 7.7 magnitude earthquake that struck Myanmar on 28th March. The epicenter of the earthquake was located approximately 17 kilometers from Mandalay, Myanmar. It is noteworthy that Operation Brahma is named after the god of creation, and its primary objective is to undertake reconstruction work in Myanmar. Under this mission, India has sent multiple shipments of disaster relief materials, humanitarian aid, and search and rescue teams to Myanmar. Additionally, the National Disaster Response Force has deployed an 80-member team equipped with concrete cutters, drill machines, plasma cutters, and other rescue equipment. The Indian Army has also deployed a special medical task force to provide immediate humanitarian assistance. For reference, the earthquake in Myanmar was caused by strike-slip faulting, that is sagging fault, between the Indian and Eurasian plates. The sagging fault runs from north to south through Myanmar and forms a boundary between the Indian and Eurasian plates. It is one of the longest and most active strike-slip faults in the world, spanning approximately 1,500 kilometers. Recently, the 6th BIMSTEC summit was held in Bangkok, Thailand. This event was organized on 4th April 2025 with the theme Prosperous, Resilient and Open BIMSTEC. This summit was significant in many ways, one being that the 5th BIMSTEC summit was held virtually in Colombo in 2022. The focus of the 6th summit was to enhance cooperation among all BIMSTEC member countries. The summit plans to launch the Bangkok Vision 2030, which will outline the framework for further cooperation among all members. During this time, there was talk of strengthening the BIMSTEC Charter. Concerns were also raised regarding the global political and economic landscape. In this context, there was an emphasis on BIMSTEC's strategy to increase its role as a strong regional organization. It is noteworthy that BIMSTEC was established on 6 June 1997 with the Bangkok Declaration. BIMSTEC stands for the Bay of Bengal Initiative for Multi-Sectoral Technical and Economic Cooperation. It is a regional organization and it includes 7 member countries from the Bay of Bengal's coastal and neighboring areas. The member countries of BIMSTEC are Bangladesh, Bhutan, India, Sri Lanka, Nepal, Thailand and Myanmar. Its secretariat was established in Dhaka, Bangladesh in 2014. Initially, there was cooperation among member countries in 6 sectors. These 6 sectors include trade, technology, energy, transport, tourism and fisheries. Recently, international observers have expressed concern over the rising tensions in the Arctic region, making it a focal point of global disputes. The reasons behind this dispute are geopolitical tensions, climate change, and increasing competition for resources. Meanwhile, President Donald Trump has once again shown interest in acquiring Greenland from Denmark. It is noteworthy that various islands and coastal areas in the Arctic are controlled by 8 countries. These countries include Canada, Denmark, Finland, Iceland, Norway, Russia, Sweden, and the US. Together, these countries form the Arctic Council, which is an international body. The mission of this body is to protect the environment, conduct scientific research, and safeguard the interests of indigenous people in the region. These countries exercise sovereignty over Arctic land and can exploit resources within their exclusive economic zones. The waters between these areas come under international jurisdiction, ensuring freedom of navigation. For reference, Greenland has been under Denmark's control for over 300 years. It also hosts the US Pituffik military base. Recently, Karimpuza Wildlife Sanctuary has emerged as a hotspot of biodiversity. It is Kerala's youngest protected area. The presence of 63 new species of odonates, butterflies and birds has been recorded in this sanctuary. Documentation has been done for 41 new species of odonates, 6 new species of butterflies and 16 species of birds that were not previously recorded in the area. Among the 187 bird species recorded, the Eurasian sparrowhawk, white-rumped vulture, blue-ear kingfisher, broad-tailed grass bird, savanna nightjar, Jacobean cuckoo, and long-billed pipit are included. It is noteworthy that this information came to light in a recent survey of the sanctuary. The survey was conducted in collaboration with the Society for Tropical Ecology and Research, Nilambur, and the Travancore Nature History Society, Thiruvananthapuram. It is worth mentioning that Karimpuza Wildlife Sanctuary is Kerala's 18th wildlife sanctuary and the 24th protected area. The sanctuary is named after the Karimpuza River, a tributary of the Cheliyar River. Steep hills, deep valleys, marshy land, grasslands and shola forests with hills, perennial water sources and altitude variations make it an ideal habitat for various flora and fauna. It is noteworthy that this area is also home to many endemic and endangered species. Recently, SpaceX sent a private astronaut crew to Earth's polar orbit via the FRAME-2 polar orbiting mission. This mission will take astronauts from one pole of Earth's orbit to the other. The crew consists of 4 private astronauts led by a crypto entrepreneur. It is noteworthy that the path from one pole to the other is a new trajectory that no humans has traveled before. The name FRAME-2 is derived from Norway's Fram ship, which explored the Arctic region at the end of the 20th century. This mission will be a multi-day space mission during which the reusable Crew Dragon spacecraft and its crew will fly over the polar regions, exploring Earth from polar orbit. The Crew Dragon is a gumdrop-shaped spacecraft developed by SpaceX with NASA's funding. It is the only privately manufactured capsule in the world that regularly conducts orbital missions. Meanwhile, during their journey, the astronauts will conduct 22 research studies focused on understanding human health in space. These experiments will include the first X-ray taken in space to study muscle and skeletal mass, as well as an experiment on growing mushrooms in microgravity. Recently, on 1st April, Utkal Divas, that is the Foundation Day of Odisha, was celebrated. Odisha, like the states of Bihar and Jharkhand, was part of the Bengal Presidency. It became a separate state on 1st April 1936. Historically, it is known as Utkal and Kalinga. Speaking of the geographical location of Odisha, this state is situated on the eastern coast of India. It shares its borders with West Bengal, Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh and Andhra Pradesh. To its east lies the Bay of Bengal, making Odisha's coastline approximately 450 km long. The major rivers of Odisha include the Vaitarni, Brahmani, Mahanadi, Subarnarekha and Rushikulya. The Hirakud Dam, built on the Mahanadi, is considered one of the longest earthen dams in the world, a remarkable example of engineering. Chilika Lake, located in Odisha, is Asia's largest inland saltwater lagoon. It is situated at the mouth of the Daya River. Chilika Lake was the first wetland of international importance in India under the Ramsar Convention. 72.5% of Odisha is covered with Precambrian rocks, which contain most of the state's minerals, including bauxite, iron and manganese, chromite and copper. For your information, the Konark Sun Temple, located in Puri district of Odisha, is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It is an excellent example of Kalinga architecture. Recently, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman launched the Niti NCAER portal. It is noteworthy that this portal has been developed jointly by Niti Aayog and the National Council of Applied Economic Research. The main objective of this portal is to increase data accessibility and provide valuable information about India's economic landscape at the state level. This portal also offers research reports, analytical papers, and expert insights on state finances. The portal will also provide a brief overview of the economic, social, and fiscal status of 28 states. It includes an organized repository of comprehensive data related to demographics, economy, finance, health, and education. Through this portal, quick access to graphs of key economic indicators, summary tables, and raw data will be ensured. It is noteworthy that NCAER stands for the National Council of Applied Economic Research. It is a non-profit economic policy research institute established in 1956 in New Delhi. This institute was established with the aim of providing policy options for both public and private sectors. It plays a significant role in economic research and policy formulation in various sectors, contributing importantly to India's economic policy and development. The current Director General of this institute is Dr. Poonam Gupta, who assumed the position on 1st July 2021 and became the first female head of NCAER. Recently, Union Home Minister Amit Shah announced that the number of districts most affected by left-wing extremism or Naxalism has reduced from 12 to 6. These 6 districts include 4 from Chhattisgarh and 1 each from Jharkhand and Maharashtra. The Government of India has set a target to make India Naxalism-free by March 2026. This reduction reflects the Modi government's continuous efforts on tackling Naxalism and promoting development in the affected areas. Additionally, the number of districts of concern has decreased from 9 to 6. These districts require additional resources and attention. Similarly, the number of other left-wing extremism affected districts has also decreased from 17 to 6. It is noteworthy that other left-wing extremism affected districts are areas where Naxalite activities are less intense. It is worth mentioning that the term Naxalism originated from the Naxalbari village in West Bengal. In 1967, Indian Communist Party leaders Charu Mazumdar and Kanu Sanyal started an armed movement against the government. Mazumdar was a great admirer of Chinese communist leader Mao Zedong. For this reason, Naxalism is also referred to as Maoism. That's all for now in this bulletin. After the news, let's take a quick look at 5 questions related to the bulletin. First question. Consider the following statements regarding 6th BIMSTEC Summit. This summit was held virtually in Colombo. Its theme was Prosperous, Resilient and Open BIMSTEC. Through this summit, the Bangkok Vision 2030 was launched. How many of the above statements are correct? Only 1, only 2, all 3, none. Consider the following statements regarding Karimpuza Wildlife Sanctuary. It has emerged as a biodiversity hotspot. It is Kerala's 18th wildlife sanctuary. 63 new species of odonates, butterflies and birds have been recorded in this sanctuary. How many of the above statements are correct? Only 1, only 2, all 3, none. Consider the following statements regarding FRAM-2 Polar Orbiting Mission. This mission was launched by the private company SpaceX. This mission will carry astronauts from one pole to the other in Earth's orbit. This mission will be a multi-day space mission. How many of the above statements are incorrect? Only 1, only 2, all 3, none. Consider the following statements regarding Operation Brahma. It was launched by India due to the devastating flood in Myanmar. Its main objective is to carry out reconstruction work in Myanmar. Under this, India sent disaster relief materials, humanitarian aid and rescue teams to Myanmar. How many of the above statements are incorrect? Only 1, only 2, all 3, none. Consider the following statements regarding Arctic Council. It is an international body. It was established by 8 countries controlling various islands and coastal regions in the Arctic. The council includes Canada, Denmark, Finland, Iceland, Norway, Russia, Sweden and the US. How many of the above statements are correct? Only 1, only 2, all 3, none. Recently, Nidhi Tiwari has been appointed as the new private secretary to Prime Minister Narendra Modi. She is a 2014 batch Indian Foreign Service officer. She is currently serving as Deputy Secretary in the Prime Minister's office. It is noteworthy that Nidhi Tiwari is considered one of the youngest officers for this position. Her appointment reflects her expertise and the growth of her career within the Indian government, especially her work in the Foreign and Security Department of the PMO with National Security Advisor Ajit Doval. Recently, India and the US have started the India-US Tri-Services Humanitarian Assistance and Disaster Relief Exercise. This bilateral exercise is being held from 1st to 13th April on the Eastern Seaboard. It is noteworthy that the code name for this exercise is Tiger Triumph. This will be the 4th edition of this exercise. The exercise will include Indian Navy ships like INS Jalasv, INS Ghadial, INS Mumbai and INS Shakti, along with Army personnel. Air Force equipment like C-130 aircraft, Mi-17 helicopters and rapid action medical teams. The Indian Air Force is participating in the multinational air exercise INIOCHOS-25. This exercise is being held in Greece, organized by the Hellenic Air Force. This 12-day exercise will take place at the Andromeda Air Base. The Indian Air Force contingent includes Su-30 MKI fighter aircraft as well as combat-capable IL-78 and C-17 aircraft. This exercise will enhance international cooperation, coordination and interoperability among the participating air forces. It will provide an opportunity to plan and execute joint air operations, refine strategies in complex air warfare scenarios, and gain insights into operational best practices. Every year on 2nd April, World Autism Awareness Day is observed. The United Nations General Assembly declared 2nd April as World Autism Awareness Day to highlight the needs of individuals affected by autism. The objective of this day is to raise awareness about autism and help individuals struggling with this disorder. The theme for this day in 2025 is Advancing Neurodiversity and the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. Autism is a neurological condition or neurodevelopmental disorder. It is a developmental disability that occurs due to differences in the brain. Recently, the RBI has appointed Poonam Gupta as its new Deputy Governor. She replaces Deputy Governor Michael Patra. It is noteworthy that her appointment comes ahead of the Monetary Policy Committee meeting scheduled for April 7 to 9, 2025. Her tenure will be for 3 years. Currently, she is the Director General of the National Council of Applied Economic Research, India's largest economic policy think tank. She has previously served as a member of the Prime Minister's Economic Advisory Council and as the convener of the Advisory Council of the 16th Finance Commission. Recently, US President Donald Trump announced competitive tariffs against major trading partners of the US. The objective of this move is to correct the US trade deficit and strengthen American industries. The US trade deficit is about $1.2 trillion, which represents the difference between US imports and exports. Trump has imposed a 26% tariff on India. The reason for this is India's protectionist policies, which include high tariffs on agricultural products and the increase in tariffs on several products without prior notice. Every year on 3rd April, the death anniversary of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj is observed. It is noteworthy that Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj was a great warrior and the founder of the Maratha Empire. He was born on 19 February 1630 at Shivneri Fort in the Pune district of present-day Maharashtra. His father, Shahaji Bhosle, was a commander in the Bijapur Sultanate and held territories in Pune and Supa. His mother, Jijabai, was a devout woman whose religious virtues had a deep influence on Shivaji Maharaj. The Maratha Empire was a major power in India from the late 17th century to the mid-19th century, and during the reign of Peshwa Bajirao I in the 18th century, it reached its peak.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.